It's the neatest thing I've ever been a part of.
Welcome to as spectacular a setting for a college basketball game as there has ever been. We are aboard the USS Carl Vinson at Naval Base Coronado in honor of Veterans Day. And I don't know who's more excited, the players to participate in an event like this, or the men and women of the military who have been such gracious hosts. Among the Hoops fans in attendance tonight, the Commander-in-Chief, the President of the United States of America, who will address the troops momentarily to highlight an event that no one here will ever forget.
It can inspire awe or waves of pride. It has patrolled the waters of the world, preserving our freedom. And on this Veterans Day, it transforms from aircraft carrier to arena. On the flight deck of the USS Carl Vinson, where fighter jets routinely take off, two storied basketball programs will take to a one-of-a-kind court and let it fly. For our veterans, for our love of the game, the Quicken Loans Carrier Classic.
What a scene, what a moment, what an environment here aboard the USS Carl Vinson. We've all got goosebumps right now. I know I can speak for all of us. It's the Quicken Loans Carrier Classic, the #1 team in the nation, North Carolina taking on Michigan State. The president is here. The Tar Heels and Spartans are on their way to the court even as we speak for what is going to be an incredibly memorable night of basketball here in San Diego. And welcome everybody, Dan Schulman, to Dick Vitale, Jay Billis. Honored to be here. Did you ever think in your wildest dreams, Mr. Vitale, you would ever call a game aboard an aircraft carrier?
No, never. And I'll tell you one thing. I was in total awe yesterday, taking a tour with all the beautiful people. The men and women were unbelievable. I can't thank them enough. They represent our nation with such pride. And they also represent the best uniform of all, red, white, and blue. They are truly heroes. The real stars will be in the crowd. I'll tell you, it is absolutely awesome.
You talk about awesome, baby. We're in awe not only of this magnificent ship, but of the commitment of our men and women in uniform. I mean, you talk about having the #1 team in the country playing on this floor. They're playing in front of the #1 team in the world, the United States military.
Very well put by both of you. As an added bonus, well, yes, we actually get to see a basketball game, and #1 North Carolina is here. They are loaded, so much back from last season.
Well, you know what I love about them is that front court. I think it's the best front court in basketball when you suddenly talk about Hinson and Zeller, and then you factor in Harrison Barnes, multi-dimensional, might be the best wing player in America. He is dynamite. A question I have, Jay Billis, though, when you look at North Carolina, what about the play of Kendall Marshall, how important he is?
Well, he's important. He can't get in foul trouble, certainly can't get injured. Kendall Marshall averaged over 6 assists per game last year. I think he's got the best vision in passing of any point guard in America, and passes ahead. When he passes ahead on the break, Tyler Zeller runs the floor better than any big in the country. Michigan State has to take good shots, and they got to get back.
The Spartans are on the court right behind us. The Tar Heels are on their way. It's a very young, feisty Michigan State team that Tom Izzo is excited about, but he knows his team has a monumental challenge here as they take on North Carolina to open up the college basketball season for these two proud programs who, like all of us here, are so honored to be a part of this spectacular event. College basketball aboard the USS Carl Vinson. Let's talk a little bit about the playing conditions. Jay, we avoided the rain, thankfully. What about the wind? What about playing outdoors?
Well, most of these players don't play outdoors on playgrounds anymore. They play indoors. And Tom Izzo and Roy Williams, they both talked to their teams about it. They haven't talked too much, but you think Tom Izzo's worried about it? He's saying, hey, if the wind's blowing, tough. Get to the rim and knock it in. If you got an open shot, take it. Our men and women in uniform, they adapt and overcome. You've got to adapt and overcome, too.
Tyler Zeller said he hasn't played outdoors since he was in the 6th grade. The stage is a little larger here today. What about the emotion that you're feeling from the crowd here today?
Well, unbelievable. I think what really gets me is the unbelievable passion and pride that they represent. These people are so unique and so special for the love of their nation. But today, you know, we're talking about basketball. We look at North Carolina. Can they live up to the expectations? They've been unbelievable. I think the one thing that really stands out to me, 2005, 2009, they were rated #1. Roy Williams embraced that opportunity to be #1. And what happened, Jay? They went wire to wire and won the national title. I think the same could happen this year.
There's no question that they can. And I think when you look around in this wonderful setting, this is really about respect. It's about respect that the two programs have for each other in college basketball. And I think the respect that we all have for our veterans and our men and women in uniform right now. I can't tell you how honored I am to be here. I know you feel the same. Tremendous.
Overwhelming. 11-11-11 Veterans Day. North Carolina, Michigan State, each school getting about 750 tickets. The rest going to members of the military, many of them members of the Navy, whose job it is to be on the USS Carl Vinson on a daily basis. And what outstanding, gracious host, so much work has gone into this event from so many people to make this event go from just an idea to an incredible happening that is now upon us here tonight. The president is on his way out. He's going to address the troops before the game begins. We've got all kinds of festivities before the game begins. And then we've got a great college basketball game for you as North Carolina takes on Michigan State to open up their season. Right now, let's toss it to the PA announcer here, Mark Neville.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard USS Carl Vinson. As today we welcome you to the Quicken Loans Carrier Classic, featuring the North Carolina Tar Heels and the Michigan State Spartans. Right now, please rise for the parading of the colors.
Go!
Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States and Mrs. Michelle Obama. Please remain standing as we honor this great nation with the national anthem, performed today by former Navy sailor and Motown recording artist, B. Taylor.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. How you feeling tonight? We are so fortunate to be able to witness two of the greatest basketball programs in history. Michigan State Spartans, North Carolina Tar Heels, two of the best coaches of all time, Coach Izzo, Coach Williams. So we are proud to be here and see a great sporting event, but the main reason we're here is on Veterans Day. We have an opportunity to say thank you. One of the greatest privileges of this job and one of the greatest responsibilities of this job is to serve as your commander-in-chief. And I can tell you that every day when I interact with our military, every day when I interact with the men and women in uniform, I could not be prouder to be an American. And that gratitude that we have for our men and women of the armed forces does not stop when they take off the uniform. When they come home, part of a long line of those who defended our freedom, we have a sacred trust to make sure that they understand how much we appreciate what they do. And that's not just on Veterans Day. That is every day of every year, where we salute them and we say thank you for making the sacrifices and for their families' sacrifices on our behalf. This week, throughout the week, we've been celebrating our veterans, but we have to turn our words into action. And so what we've done is made sure that Congress passed legislation that makes it a little bit easier for businesses to hire our veterans. We've put in place a series of reforms to help veterans make sure they get the counseling and the job placement that they need. The First Lady, along with Dr. Jill Biden, have put together something called Joining Forces that has now gotten commitments, 100,000 jobs for veterans and military spouses all across the country. And we are grateful for them for that effort. But every American citizen
can make a solemn pledge today that they will find some opportunity to provide support to our troops, to those who are still active duty, to our National Guard, to our reservists, and to our veterans. And it's especially appropriate that we do it here because the USS Carl Vinson has been a messenger of diplomacy and a protector of our security for a long time. And the men and women who serve on this ship have done extraordinary service in the Pacific, in the Persian Gulf, in the Indian Ocean. It was from this aircraft carrier that some of the first assaults on Iraq were launched. This ship supports what's happening in Afghanistan. And I think some of you may know, because it's been reported, that the men and women on the Carl Vinson were part of that critical mission to bring Osama bin Laden to justice. So to all our veterans, to all our men and women in uniform, we say thank you. And we want you to know that we are committed to making sure that we serve you as well as you have always served us. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
No.